Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Thursday, May 25th, 2017. Stocks has a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice. Not making any recommendations, always for your further homework. Good morning, Sue here with our regular Thursday video. As a reminder, these videos go out every Tuesday and Thursday morning. My goal here at Chart of the Day Cafe is to use my own personal, very rigorous screening method to help you identify really great value and growth stock charts that, at least to me, look poised to possibly move higher in the days and weeks to come. And to help you build your own personal watch list. Not ever making any suggestions, just putting really great looking charts forward as long as the market is moving higher. So we always start our videos off with a look at the Russell Index. Just to keep these videos short, I've selected the Russell as our proxy for the markets overall. So we always start with a look at the IWM, which is the ETF that represents the Russell 2000. And we step back to take a look at it on a 5-year monthly time frame. I really like that bigger picture look. And so in our Tuesday video, the one that we put out just a few days ago, we're talking about this area here. So this is the long-term look at the Russell. This is our blue line, which represents long-term support, but we're really just paying attention to this area right up here. So the candle so far for the month of May remains red, so that's why we were saying in our Tuesday video, this week is important. Will this change to a more bullish looking candle? We will see. But we've got our black line indicated up here as an area where the Russell seems to run into a little bit of difficulty and lose steam a little bit. So we're keeping an eye on this black line and this orange line of more daily, weekly kind of support. So far, with only a handful of trading days left in the month, red candle, but that could change today because the futures look to be starting off with a healthy green to them. So let's step away from the monthly and go to the 2-year weekly so we can better see how price is behaving here. So here's that same orange line and our same black upper trend line. So far this week, we're getting a nice bullish look to the candle. This was last week, which brought us right down to this level here. We remember that day, that big sell-off day. But so far this week, a bullish looking candle. I'm going to move it away from the 2-year weekly to the 3-month daily. Our rules at Chart of the Day Cafe, we put new charts forward for our watch list when price on the Russell, the IWM, is up and over this blue line, which is the 8-day EMA. So we're putting charts forward in this kind of an environment, not when it's trading below. But since we can see price, although this is a doji, which needs to be confirmed, usually a doji will indicate a little bit of exhaustion in the market and perhaps a turnaround. Having said that, it looks like we're getting a green start to the day, so maybe it's just a pause in the positive action. But with price on the Russell trading up and over that blue 8-day EMA, we will be putting a new name forward for our watch list today. The new name we're going to add to our watch list today is Vale, ticker symbol VALE, trades on the New York Stock Exchange. Vale is a huge global metals and mining company. They specialize in steel production and they operate in 5 continents around the world. You know, at Chart of the Day Cafe, it is all about value and growth. Vale has an excellent value score and a current forecasted earnings growth rate of 35%. On top of those two things that we look for, value and growth, Vale also has a dividend. Its current dividend yield is 3.43% with a current PE of 9. So with that, let's get into the chart. We're looking at the 2-year weekly chart. You can see first off that it's in an overall uptrend on the 2-year and sitting at this area of support. So it's come into this area and we're keeping an eye on it here. We had this doji looking candle last week with increasing volume, and so we are expecting, if the market does continue higher, and it's all about the market continuing higher, that Vale may also start to resume its uptrend and go this way. So let's take a look at it on a shorter time frame. We'll move away from the weekly to the daily, and you can see we are starting to get that lift in the look that we like to see with price up and over the blue 8-day EMA. I know everyone has their own way of doing things, but that's what I look for. And so Vail looks to be sitting in a pretty interesting spot here and worth keeping an eye on in the days ahead. Along with our watch list pick, we always like to look at the sector that it's in, and for that we're going to take a look at two ETFs. The first one is SLX, which is the steel sector ETF. Like Vail, you can see we're looking at the 2-year weekly chart, that it's in an overall uptrend on the 2-year, and it's sitting at an area of support. Like Vail, it had a doji last week, and it looks like it may be starting to get that lift up and over the 8-day EMA. The second one is XLB, which is the materials ETF. Again, we're looking at the 2-year weekly chart, overall uptrend, looks to be consolidating a little bit here and may want to start to lift as well. We also like to look at seasonality, and here is the seasonal chart for Vail. For these seasonal charts, I go to equityclock.com, excellent site, really like it. So we can see that Vail comes into seasonal strength towards the back half of June, and it has a nice run from there. No guarantee that happens this year, but it's always nice to have these pieces of information in your favor when you are looking at a chart. Also, we like to take a look at FinViz. I wanted to show you that on FinViz, Vail has had a ton of upgrades lately. So these are all March, January, December upgrades, BMO. You can go take a look at FinViz yourself, but that's always nice to see, as well as a lot of interesting articles. The one that I'm going to include with today's video is from the ETF channel. Analyst favorites, Vail ranks as top metals pick. I'll include this with today's video. And so to summarize, let's go back and check the boxes. We started our video today with a look at the Russell Index, and we can see when we step back to take a look at the 5-year monthly chart, the Russell is in an overall uptrend. However, it's been trading sideways for the past several months, a little bit, so we want to be careful. But currently, price is up and over the 8-day EMA on the daily chart. So that price strength looks like it may be starting to come back in. We will see. We looked at the two ETFs, the materials and steel ETF. We can see that they are in uptrends and at possible areas of lift on the chart. Emphasis on possible. Depends on what the market does. We looked at the Vail chart. It's in a 2-year uptrend and at an area of possible lift on the chart. These are highlighted. They're absolute musts. Vail has an excellent value score and a current forecasted earnings growth rate of 35%. Dividend yield of 3.43%, does not have a 3 and 8 cross, so we're not checking that box. We looked at seasonality. It's coming very soon towards the back half of June. Not there yet, so we're not checking the box. And analyst support, we can see those recent upgrades. Current PE of 9, and it's a ways from earnings. Earnings date has not been announced yet. As a reminder, I just wanted to say if you like these videos, please subscribe to our channel by hitting the red subscribe button. These videos go out every Tuesday and Thursday morning. With that, I'll say goodbye. Have a great weekend, and we'll put our next video out next Tuesday.